Life is hard. Life is going to punch you in the face. Being successful and working hard is hard. Failing is hard. Being broke is hard. You get to choose which hard you want to participate in. Why aren't you taking action? Why aren't you doing the things you need to do? Why aren't you doing the things you need to do to succeed? Why? It's fear. Just because you choose not to chase your dreams doesn't mean that it's going to be easier to not chase them. It means you're going to deal with a different level of hard, a different level of fear. Are you afraid that if you step out and be the person who you really want to be, that people are going to laugh at you? Are you afraid if you step out and be the person that you're really going to be, that you're going to fall on your face and it's going to be embarrassing? What is it? What are you afraid of? What do you really have to lose? What do you really have? You get an average life. You get an average salary. You got an average car. You got an average house. What do you have to lose?
It's about choice. The people that are successful decide they are going to be successful. They make that choice. They choose to take on the hard jobs, take on the challenges. These people choose to become who they want to become.
Everybody out there that doesn't become who it is they want to become doesn't become that because they're scared. They're scared of failing. They're scared of getting laughed at. They're scared of being embarrassed. And let me tell you something right now. That shit is all gonna fucking happen. And it's all gonna happen whether you step out and take the action or not. Life is short. We're gonna die. So why would you spend your life doing things that you don't want to do because you're afraid if you do them that you might fuck up? Guys, you're gonna fuck up either way.
You have to pick those things you don't want to do and start to check them off the box, man. It's so easy just to go to that nice comfort zone, the path of least resistance. So then your mind starts to get more and more weak, weaker and weaker and weaker. And you wonder, why the fuck am I not getting tougher? Because you're choosing this nice, happy path with nice, comfortable beds and all sort of shit over here on this side. Over here is that side that we fear. You got to make that fear list over here, start to conquer it, start to overcome it, start to callous your mind.
And if you really take the time to think about what you're afraid of, you're going to realize that fear is not only irrelevant, it is a tremendous advantage. Fear is the ultimate tool to leverage pressure on yourself to succeed. When you're afraid of failing, when you're afraid of people laughing at you, when you're afraid of getting punched in the face or losing everything, guess what happens? You do the fucking work to make that shit not happen. And if you're afraid enough, you're gonna work that much harder. So many people don't do what they need to do because they're afraid, when in reality, being afraid is the best fucking thing you could ever have for yourself when it comes to turning that into energy, to have drive, to have ambition, to have progress in your life. But you've got to take that first step. You've got to take that first action. And if you don't ever take that first action, fear will paralyze you to a point of you becoming nothing, being nothing, standing for nothing, and basically being irrelevant your whole entire life. You have to attack your fears. You have to do the things that you're afraid of.
It's never too late to make that choice. You're never too old to decide where you're going to focus your efforts and push to make the most out of every situation. It's not about what you've been through and where you were. It's about where you're going.
You know how you get fucking confidence? By fucking attacking your fear and overcoming your fear. But so many people avoid doing that they never develop confidence. They never develop belief in themselves.
If you want to gain humility and you want to gain self-confidence in life, you have to get on the mat. You got to step up in lead. You got to step up and talk. You got to volunteer for the hard job. You got to take risks. That's how you're going to gain the confidence and the humility, because sometimes you're going to get beat. Sometimes you're going to win. But you won't make any of that progress unless you take the opportunity to step out on the mat, step into the arena, step into the cage, step onto the stage. Take the small doses so it prepares you for the bigger doses. If you're afraid of fighting and altercations, go train jiu-jitsu. If you're afraid of heights, work on some rock climbing. If you're afraid of the water, time to swim. It's time to surf. It's time to get out there. If you're afraid of pull-ups, if you're afraid of pull-ups, do pull-ups. If you're in squats, do squats. If you're afraid of public speaking, go speak in public. If you're afraid to start a business, start a business. Make it small. And on all these, what you have to do is you have to mitigate the risk, and you have to ease yourself into it, but you got to go for it. And eventually you will overcome that fear. But the hard part is you got to take that first step.